It's Tuesday, January 1st, 2013. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daly. We made it. We went through all of the so-called crisis of the world ending, and it didn't. And I told you before, my calendar actually ended on December 31st. I was a little worried, but here we are in the new year. So I guess it worked out. Well, I hope you're going to have a great 2013. I'm looking forward to it. I think there are some great things ahead. But I want to give you some advice for the new year. And I'm not asking that you sit down and do a New Year's resolution, because all of us have those things in our heads that we know we should be doing or that we'd like to be doing. We just need to get started. The biggest tragedy of life isn't that it ends too soon, but it's that we wait too long to get started. What do I mean by that? Folks, the greatest tragedy is at the end of your life to say, what did I do? Where did the time go? I didn't accomplish anything I really wanted to. I waited too long to get started and never did. Some people just live their life, but they don't really get started. They don't really do the things that are in their hearts to do. They simply exist. And folks, I hope you're not one of them. And if you are, let that be your New Year's revolution. Begin the process of starting. Begin to start. Now, I've lived for 60 years now. I look back on my life, and there's some things that I regret, absolutely. There's some things that I would definitely do differently. I've had a lot of learning. My learning curve has been huge. And I feel like sometimes I've done everything wrong at least once. You have that feeling? But I know that I've learned from them. I know I've made mistakes, and I've made those mistakes into lessons, and I've moved on. And you know, as I sit now, looking back at my 60 years, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm glad I got started. And I'm glad that I can list some accomplishments that I feel great about. And I'm glad that I have followed my heart. Now, I really feel good saying that. And I'm not boasting. I'm just saying I'm really happy that at a very young age I realized that. And I moved forward. And I never stopped dreaming. And I never let anybody tell me that something couldn't be done, even though that happened all the time. And folks, that's where we need to be. You know, I've always been a little bit of an oddball, I guess, according to some people. I've always been on the edge. I've always had the most outrageous hairstyles, the most outrageous clothing, listened to the most outrageous music, and you know, there are just things about me that are like that, and I can't change it. I'm a little bit of a rebel. Well, I'm a lot of a rebel. And I just don't like things the way everybody else does it. I just don't. That's just me. Along with that, though, I've never abused it. I've never done, alcohol, drugs, sex, etc., etc. Never gotten involved in those lifestyles and those addictive things. And I've kept it pretty clean, but I've still been very, very rebellious in other ways. Pioneering in Christian rock and roll music all of these years has definitely been very controversial, as have a lot of other things in my life. But I look back, and even though it's been difficult, and even though there are days when I think, why did I ever start this? I really, at the end of the day, can say, I'm glad I got started. I'm glad I accomplished these things, because in the end, they were all things from my heart. Now, I want that to be a challenge to you today. Are you living the things that are in your heart? Honestly. Can you say, I've gotten started? I feel good about the path that I'm on. I feel excited for 2013 because it's going to be a great year of following my heart and getting started. Can you say that? Let today be a day of reflection. If you need to sit down with pen and paper, do that. List the things that are in your heart and then look at the things that you're actually doing and say, what do I want to accomplish this year? Now, resolutions don't work real well. You know that. We all have them, and we cross them out and we make them again in the new year. And I had a lot of resolutions in 2012 that never happened, hoping that this year I get some of those things done. And a lot of it has to do with podcasting. I can't believe a whole year has gone by before I've gotten started on some projects that are really on my heart to do. But I will. And maybe you have those things too. But at least you're moving forward. And again, don't wait too long to get started. Because before you know it, you're at the end of your life saying, wow, I never got started. Live your life. Live it from your heart. Get started. God bless you. Have a great day.